Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to FTB Beyond here on the CreedCraft server. Thank you for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Today we're going to be building this great big tower we were talking about last episode. We've actually got the schematic available now, and I've decided on what kind of materials I'm going to use with it as well. There was a bit of discussion online between a few friends of mine about whether to use the quartz and the kind of quartz chisel blocks and stuff like that, or whether to use a more kind of living rock pattern, kind of like this with a darker wood. And we've come to the conclusion that we are actually going to use the living rock. It was the most popular decision. I was quite surprised. I thought people would go for the quartz, but fairly overwhelmingly actually the living rock was decided on, and mainly because it fits in so well with this building and with the bridges and with the designs, and they thought that the quartz would actually detract a bit too much from the rest of the buildings here. We've got a lot of living rock being used here and it does work very, very well. Now the different woods we've decided on, two different woods, and I need to collect both of them today. So that's what we're going to be doing first of all before we actually start building up. So everything else we have in here. This is all of the rest of the materials apart from the wood that we need. Got some wooden ladders, but they don't really count. So what we're actually going to need is some acacia, which is the one we're using. So I've got some acacia saplings here. I'm going to plant down nicely now about here, just do a fairly simple pattern of them, and we can collect up all of the wood from there. I'm going to need a lot of acacia wood. It's just over 1,000 wood in total, so harvesting these en masse like this will be good. And we can come back to these later on in the episode, because the other thing I'm going to need is some lime wood. Now lime wood is you get with forestry, and so we're going to be doing a little bit of forestry today as well, and I want to try and keep the amount of forestry stuff I do really to a minimum, because it can create quite a lot of entity lag on servers because of the amount of butterflies it creates. And so we're going to do a fairly minimal design with it. So what I am going to need is my scoop first of all. We'll definitely need a scoop to collect some beehives. I'm going to need some bees as well. So let's just have a look. What queens do we have? We have modest queens and a wintry queen. There's a modest queen would be okay. Do we have any princesses? Steadfast princess, that'll be perfect. And we have 2 more steadfast princesses there, and a meadows princess, so that'll be really nice. We've actually got a couple more princesses here that we can use as well. And the drones, what do we have drone wise? Well, we've got a load of drones here which will be perfect, to be honest. They're all the same genome, same type. We could actually use these with the steadfasts as well. So in fact, yeah, that will be okay, won't it? Get those back, and these steadfasts will hopefully turn these meadows into the same type as these steadfast ones. So if you haven't used forestry before, we used it a little bit in the beginning of the series, so if you want to go back and have a look at that for kind of an extensive view of it, then that's okay. But just quickly today we're going to be doing something, because the trees that we want are fairly easy to get. So we need these bee houses here. You can see it's got no queen at the moment, so it can't work. We're going to put these down just like that. And then all the way around here we actually want some flowers. So let's just grab a load of, do we have any? Yeah, we've got a ton of poppies. So you just want to plant flowers around this. The more flowers the better, to be honest. It will encourage growth of flowers around the area as well. So over time you will see lots of flowers being planted. However, for now we're okay with just kind of artificially planting a load around. So now that we've got our flowers, we need to actually fill these beehives up. So in each one, on the left hand side here, we have the input, and on the right hand side we have the output. So on the top slot you want a princess, and you can kind of level these up as much as you can. These are quite high level. So I'm going to go put a steadfast princess in the top there. And so this is the female. It also needs a male, which are these drones. So you put a drone in there and it will fill up and up and up. And there we go. And this princess now becomes a queen. So this will continue working for a while. That green bar on the top there will go down. And so once that reaches the bottom, the queen will die off. And in the right hand side here, you'll end up with some drones, a couple of princesses maybe, and some beeswax or honey in the middle. And so you can see it goes down fairly quickly actually, so we are going to have to work semi-fast I suppose. And I don't think these princesses have the longest life on them. I think they are built for tree breeding rather than kind of extensive life. And so this one here may turn into a steadfast queen like these, but as you can see it didn't. It became a meadows queen of ignoble stock. So as you go through the tree breeding here, you'll get all kinds of different bees. You'll end up with hundreds of different types, and the idea is that you want to try and get stacks of the drones in here with stacks of the princesses, so that you can breed up the same type of queens every single time, and therefore it will give random mutations to these queens, and then you kind of splice in the random mutations into the new queens. It's all a little bit complicated. There is a full guide on how to do this as well, so you don't have to be too worried about starting it off. As I say, this is a very, very simple build this, and we could use any queens in here to be able to get the trees that we want. So what trees do we want? Well, we want to get lime wood. So if we have a look at the lime, if we go for lime wood, then we can see here this lime wood is from a silver lime. To be able to get a silver lime sapling, we need to breed together a silver birch and an apple oak. Now there's no actual recipe for these silver birch or apple oak, and so how you get these are kind of like the baseline forestry trees. So we need one of these portable analyzers here, and as I say, we have used this before, mainly for the bee breeding, because you can use this as a beealyzer as well. So this will tell you what type of queen this is, but I won't do that now because we're not really looking at bees for now, we're just looking at the trees. And so first of all we want an apple oak. So if we grab a few oak saplings and actually put this, we need honey in the analyzer here. And if we actually put these oak saplings into this slot here, the question mark slot, they will come out as apple oak saplings from forestry. This is essentially forestry's version of oak trees. You can see the apple oak kind of details here, the amount of saplings it gives, how fast it matures, the height, kind of the generic height of it. I think there are tall versions as well, but they generally come out small. The girth of it is just a 1x1, so you only need one sapling. The yield is how many saplings it gives off. Oh no, so yield is how much fruit it gives. The sappiness is how much sap it gives, and it gives no particular effect. And so we can take these out now, and we actually have some apple oak saplings now. And I'm sure you can imagine how you get silver birch saplings. So if we go over to the birch forest just over here, we can try and grab some birch saplings just by ripping down a couple of these trees. If I actually grab my Terra truncator here, that'll be a lot easier, a lot faster. We'll just grab a couple of these from the edge. We have one birch sapling, we want a couple more than that. Let's just grab a few of these trees then. Got 12, 15, 18, 21, this one's half taken down anyway, 24, there we go. So I'll get half a stack of each, and that will see me good for a fair while, to be honest. We're only going to plant, say, 4 or 5 of each. You can see the acacias are starting to bloom now as well. So now we have 32 of the regular birch saplings. We can put these into the treealizer as well, and these turn into silver birch saplings. So now that we have our silver birch saplings and our apple oak saplings, here's the bit that takes a little bit of time. So we're going to plant these in and around, just in and around the area here, around these bees. And essentially we want a good mix of the apple oak and the silver birch. We want the leaves to be fairly close together and to kind of intermingle in with each other. Because the idea is that when these trees are planted close to each other, they will cross-pollinate into a silver lime tree instead of just a silver birch tree. And we'll be able to see the effects of these once all of these are built up. So let me have some time now just to get all of these built up and to leave it running for a while. Well, it hasn't been long and we're already starting to see some results on this, and I'll show you what we're looking for. Basically all these trees are planted around in a kind of order so that each of the trees is touching each other, and so they have the best chance of cross-pollinating that way. So we have silver birch and then apple oak and then silver birch and then apple oak. And what we're looking for is for some of the leaves like this to be slightly different. So here you can see silver birch leaves, but this one looks very different. And there's another one just here which is a little bit harder to spot. So you can see here apple oak leaves and apple oak leaves, but this leaf is slightly different to this leaf. Now you can make the change a little bit more obvious by making some of these spectacles from forestry, shoving those on your head. And now when we look at it, it's a much more vivid green colour, and it actually says pollinated on the tooltip at the top. So you can see there that this one is non-pollinated or unpollinated, and this one says pollinated. Now when you break these, when you break a leaf, each leaf has a chance to give off a sapling. So this has a chance to give off a particular sapling. And if it gives off a sapling, if it does drop a sapling from this leaf, then it has a further chance to drop either an apple oak sapling or a, silver lime sapling, which is the one we're looking for. And the same with this one. This one has a chance to drop off any sapling, well, it has a chance to drop off a sapling anyway. And if it does choose to drop a sapling, then it has a further chance to drop either a silver birch sapling, which is by far the most likely scenario, or it has a chance to drop a silver lime sapling instead. Sometimes as well, mostly instead. And so we're going to break these leaves. So that one didn't drop anything. This one didn't drop anything. And this is basically the scenario you have to go through all the time, go through all the different leaves of these trees and just hope that you get that small percentage chance that one of these leaves will eventually drop the right kind of sapling, but it is quite a low chance on each of them. And that's where this kind of breeding mechanism comes in with the treealizer we saw before, the stats that say that kind of how fast it matures, how fast it pollinates, and all kinds of stuff like that. You can breed these trees up to be amazing breeders, basically, to be amazing cross-pollinators, and to be able to give you lots and lots of saplings and lots of chances at lots of different kinds of saplings. And you can build up a full forest because this apple oak here will cross-pollinate with multiple different trees. So you could surround an apple oak with, say, I don't know what ones there are, but let's say an ebony tree, a eucalyptus tree, a silver birch tree on this side, maybe a teak tree over here, and you can see just then this one has just pollinated. So let's try this one. Nope, no good. See if any of the others have pollinated at all. And so this is going to be my life for the next, hopefully not too long, hopefully we'll get fairly lucky quickly. But yeah, this is going to be my life. I did this when I was trying to get some ebony seeds or ebony saplings, and if we have a look now, I do actually have nearly 400 ebony saplings, so this does work. However, it does take quite a long time. I'm going to have to keep quite a close eye on this as well, because butterflies will end up spawning. Now, butterflies will help to cross-pollinate as well as the bees. Essentially, they will sit on a leaf over here, and they will take pollen from this leaf, and then they will fly over here and have a chance of landing on one of these leaves. And if it is full of pollen from that tree and it lands on this one, then it will drop pollen onto this leaf here, and that will have, well, that will essentially increase the chance of pollination on this leaf. It won't do anything for the chance of gaining a sapling from it though. It will just increase the chance of that leaf, of that particular leaf, being pollinated. And that is essentially it. One other thing, the butterflies, the reason why I need to be careful of the butterflies is because they do fly all over the place. They could fly out to this little acacia forest I've got and start landing on those leaves, bringing back acacia pollen over to these trees. And if I leave the area, they will be unloaded, and they will be in unloaded chunks. And when they're in unloaded chunks, when I come back into the area, the game will think, okay, so there's no butterflies there, let's spawn some more. And then I'll go back out of the area and back in, and you end up with hundreds and hundreds of butterflies out somewhere in unloaded chunks, and that is not what you want at all. They do take up entity space, and they can cause a lot of entity lag because their programming says that they are looking specifically for leaves to land on, and then once they are full of pollen, they are desperately looking for another leaf to land on to be able to pollinate that leaf. If they can't find any in the area, they are programmed to fly off in any particular, or in a direction, until they find somewhere where there are trees. So they can end up flying off pretty far off into the distance, and you can end up with hundreds of butterflies that you don't want. That's one thing we did end up with here, where if you went out into the snow biome here, because my initial forestry farm was around here, and if you went off into this direction, suddenly the game would start stuttering. I can't really do it here because I'm flying, but the game would start stuttering, and over here you can see a lot of flowers and a lot of beehives and a lot of trees, and they were all over here where they shouldn't have been. They should all have been over here. Anyway, let's wait for some more of these to pollinate. So as you can see now, we do have a fair few of these leaves that have changed, these pollinated leaves. So we're going to go through and harvest these. I've left it for a while to gather up a few of these pollinated leaves. I don't know yet whether it's best to take them out as they appear, or whether to leave them and kind of harvest them on bulk. I don't know whether it accelerates the pollination if you leave them. If you do know, let me leave me a comment down below and let me know, because it'd be interesting to know whether I'm doing the right thing or not. I've just been kind of playing around with this and kind of working it out as I go. Usually I found that's the best way to do the mods, but if I'm doing it wrong, then let me know. So yeah, let's go through and see if we get any saplings. No from that one. There's one here. One here. One here. Ooh. And here. Nothing yet. I have tried to work out whether fortune would work on these, but apparently fortune has no makes no difference when breaking leaves, unless it's changed since the Minecraft myth busting episode came out. That is possible. And we got a silver birch sapling, so that's not what we wanted. We want silver lime. So out of all of these so far, we have one sapling of the wrong type. Is there any more? One here. None there. Nothing there. Okay, so nothing so far. I think that's all of the pollinated leaves that I could see. Just see if there's any more. Nope. Well, join me back in a while and we'll see if we can get any then. Okay, should we try this again? We've got a few more here now. It's been quite a while, so there are a fair few here. So let's see if we can get a sapling this time. There's the next one. There. Nope. 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 Hope we get one this time. What's this one? Silver birch. There we go, silver lime sapling. I'm going to carry on collecting these, see if we can get any more of them. But this is actually the only one that we need, because we're only going to need about 3 stacks, so we only need a very small kind of feeder sapling basically, just to get one tree up and then get more saplings off that one single tree. But we can go around and see if we can get any more, and I will keep this up while we're harvesting as well. Just see if there's any more. Any more for any more. Doesn't seem like it. Just have one more fly around. No. Right. So let's put this tree over here. Our very special silver lime. And let's grab some bone meal. Bone meal here, and we can grow this. There we go. So now hopefully we can get a load of saplings from this, and then we will be able to plant more. Okay, so from that one tree we actually got 5 more saplings, so we can plant these as well. And then we can cut this tree down. There we go, there's 11 of our first groups of lime wood. Just set the time back to day. There's a celestial manipulator that sets the time of day, stops it from raining. Really handy tool. And so here is all of the materials that we've gathered up so far. And so we're going to need, I think, I'll go for 4 stacks of this lime wood. We'll be fine. I think it's just over 3 stacks, so if we aim for 4 stacks, then we will be good. And so now we can grow these ones. Like this. I'll cut these down with this now. And yeah, so long as we get some saplings back, we'll always be okay. Yeah, we're getting a fair few, that's okay. Now I've got 14. Don't want the birch one. We'll wait for these to grow up and I will join you back when I have all the materials that I need. So now finally we have everything we need to actually build the tower. However, first, before we start building, I'm going to take down all of this because we don't need this anymore. It's just taking up space, and I'm still a little bit worried about the butterflies. However, I haven't seen any, and I'm wondering whether this mega torch here is actually stopping them from spawning. Be an interesting experiment to try out that. See whether you can actually create a butterfly-free farm just by using a mega torch, which would actually mean that forestry is more available to multiplayer servers like ours. But you never know. Let's take these down. Sorry to all those bees. We'll clean up all this mess and then get on with some building. So it is early morning in Minecraft, and this is now the view out of my window in my base across to the tower. And I wanted to start here so that I could show you exactly what I meant a couple of episodes ago about kind of the horizon and walking through this whole town here. So I wanted to keep these buildings low so that this would just appear on the landscape across as you walk across here. And it really is quite good. I can't get over the field of view though. The difference from here where it's in the peripheral across to here when you're looking straight at it, it looks huge over here. That's just the field of view in Minecraft. So as you come over the bridge here and up the steps and into the tower, I'll take you around it and kind of show you my vision of what this is going to be used for. Because of course we have the power ball up at the top. But in the ground floor here, and on the first floor as well, I can see this being a kind of community portal nexus. So we will have Draconic Evolution portals, kind of like we had at the back, but I haven't put this little bit in at the back here. I'll put the pattern in the floor instead. So we will have different portals across here, all the way around, through to different people's bases, different places on the server. And if we come up into the first floor, up here, this room will again be used for more portals basically, and pedestals and trophies and all kinds of stuff like that. Anything we can think of to put in here and fill it up and make it look really nice, and a big community building. And then if we head up to the second floor, this is the real kind of powerhouse of the place. We have the output at the bottom here and the input from at the top up there. And I've done it this way around so if anybody accidentally breaks this, they're not breaking the actual input of power. All they're doing is not being, all that's stopped is being able to get power out rather than being able to get power in, which I think is probably more important. Because as soon as you place this back, then power is restored across anywhere that takes it from here. So I'll take you now up onto the top of the tower, show you what we've done up there. So we put in these solar panels. I've taken them from the roof of my building over there and put them onto the roof of here. And so these have, if I take one of these off, then these have the flux points underneath, you can see. And then underneath this block here, there is a flux point going out to the, on the same network as they're going into this bit here, this energy pylon here. And so that is power generation up at the top, power storage here, and although I haven't put them in yet, the power distribution will come from the flux controllers, which are actually still over in my base just in here. So these will go basically into the bottom of the tower. So let's see, which one's this one? This is power out. I don't know how much of a buffer we will have. I need to get back over there pretty quickly before I drop out the sky. And I want these just in here. So we've got the mega torch in just there. And so if that goes there, we can put this back onto power out and ignore the limit, put this onto largest first, God mode and transmitter mode on. And then if we grab the other one, which is again over here, just like that. Now again, I'm not going to have much time, so I need to get back over there pretty quickly before the buffer of the nanobot beacon drains. Put that one in there, and this one is power in. Again, true, largest first. We want God mode, transfer mode, and transmitter mode should be actually off for this one, because we don't want any energy coming out of this until it gets passed into the power out. And so that's how we will have it. So that's everything. It's now midday, so I don't have Optifine turned on at the moment. That's why the world looks a little bit strange. And the grass looks a bit strange because I've got the side, or grass sides resource back on, because I don't really like the brown sides to the grass. So that's why the grass looks a little bit detextured compared to how it would be normally. But other than that, that's everything done. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.